I'm noticing a lot of people um, just think just because they want something that it's automatically going to come into fruition. A lot of people think just because they paid for something, or they think that just because that they thought about it, that everything's going to work out in their favor. And we're going to cover today a lot. So if you don't want to, be listening to stuff that you feel like is offensive, I definitely suggest you log off, because this is about to get really real for a lot of people. So a lot of our content is going to be for people who just entrepreneurs who, run a business, not just real estate, right? But like I said, building a strong work ethics, right? First thing first, you have to be motivated, right? You telling people your goals and dreams isn't going to get you to where you want to be. So if you don't want this information for yourself, then you already, to me, lost out the gate, right? So if the point is that you think that you're supposed to be doing this stuff and everything's supposed to work in your favor, and you don't have a strong work ethic, you already lost. So you have to go to the drawing board and say, yo, what is it going to take for me to get to where I want to be, right? What is it going to take for me to what is it going to take for me to put myself in a situation where I can be and do the things that I dream of. See, everything's look good when you dream of it, you write it on paper, but when it's time to implement it and create massive action, most of us fail. And because we don't want it bad enough, and we don't have the motivation, and realistically, we don't have people around us holding us accountable. We that's the biggest thing. People, you don't have enough accountability people. So one of my biggest suggestions going into next month is to find you a group of people, or find you one or two people that can hold you accountable, because there's not enough people holding you accountable, and now you're getting away with mediocre results, right? You're getting away with just paying for a product and not reading the course, not going through the information, not taking the proper training, not doing all the things that's necessary for you to take your business to the next level, right? Everything is there in your face, but you want somebody to do the work for you and hold your hand. There's no such thing as somebody actually doing everything for you. You have to contribute something to the table, and that's what's wrong with this country. Where this country is starting to become built on entitlement, and people think that just because I feel obligated to something, that it's supposed to be mine, right? And so the biggest downfall that I see a lot of entrepreneurs make is that they fall into that same entitlement trap. And what that entitlement trap is, okay, I paid some money, so I deserve the fruits of the rewards or the success. Okay, I hired somebody, now I don't have to do anything, and I deserve the fruits and the rewards to the success. Okay, I show up, but I don't take notes, I don't read, I don't listen, I don't pay attention, and I still deserve the fruits and the rewards to the success. And the biggest thing that most people gotta understand is, after you show up, you must implement. You must create massive action. You must create massive strategy. There's going to be times where you have to work, right? And you can't make it to your child's soccer game. You can't make it to your date night. You can't do this. So in entrepreneurship, there's this thing called sacrifice. And most people are not familiar with that, because they're coming from a W-2 job where sacrifice isn't really a normal thing. They have union and benefits. They have W-2 employment benefits. They have guaranteed 2 days off a week. So they're struggling to make this adjustment to create this work ethics, and these work ethics are not matching up to what their goals and dreams are. So I get a chance to work with hundreds of people on a yearly basis, and I can tell you, like, I can spot a person and say, this person is lazy, this person has a little work ethic, this person is bullshitting themselves, this person will never get to where they want to be because they can't take accountability. So the biggest thing that I want to tell you guys is, when you create this extreme work ethic, you're going to first of all take 100% accountability for anything that happened into your life, even if it's someone else's fault. Then you're going to create an actionary plan where you have consistent step-by-step processes to get to where you need to be and where you want to be. And then lastly, you're going to make sure everybody around you has the same understanding of what is expected of them to be able to do their jobs to the next level. And if that means you sticking around, have to step late to learn a specific thing, or software or course or training or whatever the case may be, so be it. That's what you need to do to take your life to the next level. So the biggest thing I'm telling people is, if you want to take your life to the next level, you got to be willing to commit to right now. Not later, not next week, not I get to it next month, not we start next month. No, right now, today. Because if you start cutting corners in your life, it's going to become a pattern, and patterns become habits, and habits become things that you just can't get rid of. It's instilled in you. It becomes a part of you, your genes, your morals, your values, your ethics, all of that. So if you want to become a person that has restrained work ethics, you first of all have to start with you. You have to say, listen, I'm at a point in my life where I need to do this, I want to do this, and I have to do this, right? Some people are not at that point. Some people, I'm thinking about doing it, but I don't want to do it. Or I want to do it, but I don't have to do it. So you have to need, want, and have to in order to become this crazy person that can put out a lot of production in your life. And what I mean by production, I mean being able to make this substantial great money, being able to lead people from the forefront, being able to stay consistent at everything you're doing, and being able to control your destiny without blaming others for your failures. See, it's easy to blame somebody. Well, if it wasn't for Antoine, I would be far here. If it wasn't for, listen, I never blame nobody for my, shortcomings. So one of the biggest things that I see new people that want to work for themselves, is they can't accept the accountability. Because there's never been a time in their life where they had to accept full accountability for what went wrong. They can blame it on their boss. They can blame it on the coworker. They can blame it on the computers at work. They can blame it on anything but themselves. So if you want to really be extreme with your life and what you're doing, you first have to say, no, that's my fault. I take full responsibilities for this, right? And that's why most people don't show up. People show up at the beginning of the year, right? And I'm telling you, I see this, even with my lives. Like, I see the trend. People show up at the beginning of the year because it feels good, it sounds good. And then after a while, they fade away. That's the pattern in life. People only do things because it feels good to them. Now, when it comes to the hard work, the grind, the grit, and when you start to face, turbulence in your life and your business or whatever the case may be, then that's when people like to show up. They're not going to show up. They're not going to do what it takes to get to the next level. They're not going to, be a critical thinker to figure out, okay, damn, I'm at this point, but what I got to do this. So my biggest worry with a lot of entrepreneurs is, do they have an extreme work ethic? Are they willing to stay a little late to help figure things out? Are they willing to do whatever it takes to get to the next level? Right? Right next level in the chat. If you doing what is necessary and you're trying to take your life to the next level, right next level in the chat. Because just by participating, that shows me you're paying attention. Like, the biggest thing that we don't do is we don't participate in our business and our life consistently enough. We just show up, just do enough to skate by and keep on going. But the reason why I do it is because I understand that I play a big role in everybody's lives. That a lot of people outside these doors can't afford to go pay someone $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 to teach them the things about real estate or the things about entrepreneurship. So what I do, I create something where you can show up and I provide you the information, and you take the information, you implement it, and you're going to make money.